Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live. Happy Thanksgiving for my Canadian friends. And I think it's Columbus Day in the US of A. So we'll say Happy Columbus Day to you. Mike from Wawa and John, our friend from Elgin, Illinois. Happy Thanksgiving, and he's wishing us that nativity. Keith, good morning. Elizabeth, I just want to, Dora Lee, Colleen, good morning to you. And Jamie, and Jeanette, Kathy, and Diane, you guys are great. Nick, good morning to you. Okay, so I didn't know how many were going to come on this morning, but good to have you on. Michelle, how are you? And it's good to have you on with us. Joseph, Pat, Trisha, and you guys are great. Jeanette, bonjour. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone, okay? In Canada, to our friends in the United States, and happy Columbus Day. Barry and Joyce and Annette from Nouveau Brunswick, and Jerry from Nouveau Brunswick. We appreciate it. Hope to visit there when they open up the world again. Diane and Linda and Beth and Margaret, good morning to you. Okay, so we're going to go over this morning, a little bit of a review, but we're going to go over because I didn't know how many people would come on this morning. A lot of people are sort of a holiday Monday for them, especially in Canada, but I wanted to save the natural flu shot, so we're going to do that tomorrow. This week, I plan on doing maybe a two-part series on sleep. What are they saying now? 70% of the population don't get a good night's sleep, okay? So what I want to do is go over our alphabet. I thought about it this morning, figured why not do a little bit of Lee, good morning, and Shirley, and Pat, and Hazel, and Kim from Timmins. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Yeah. Asmarie and Derek. Hold on. I just want to see if I missed that name there. Yeah, Asmarie, Derek, and George. How are you from Windsor? Danuta and Lucy. Guys, thanks for coming on. I mean it. I appreciate it here this morning. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Martin Clinic alphabet. Now, a lot of you guys know this, but I'll just review a little bit why I put them on the alphabet list. The vitamin list. Some of them are not vitamins, but we have classified them as such, okay? So we start right at the top with vitamin A. Vitamin A, a little bit of the Rodney Dangerfield of vitamins. You rarely ever hear, we've heard some talk, especially during COVID, about zinc and, vitamin D for sure. Even the president took vitamin D. They gave him vitamin D. It would have been interesting if they would have given us his vitamin D levels, okay? His actual serum levels. Well, we didn't get that. We just know that it's a very important biomarker, but we'll get back to that in a second. We're just going to touch over all the vitamins on my list on the Martin Clinic. So at the top is vitamin A. Vitamin A. And vitamin A, remember, that's the invisible mask. If your vitamin A levels are good, you have an invisible mask. And one that covers, because remember, any virus or bacteria, viruses, especially COVID, goes into your upper respiratory, but it gets in, and this is why they're testing it in your sinuses. It's one of the tests, they put that Chinese torture Q-tip up your sinuses to find the virus. But what protects your mouth, your nose, and your eyes is vitamin A. It's an invisible shield. And it's amazing that no one talks about that. They know that in the third world. For years and years and years, have been giving vitamin A because it protects their immune system. For people that, live around dirty water and, they don't have what we have in North America. Clean water and, they're often surrounded by E. coli and other, dangerous pathogens. But one of the things they do is they give, children and they give adults vitamin A. Now, I'm not so much, look, if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, so folks, even if you're not, but you have grandchildren or loved ones that are vegetarians and they're drinking the Kool-Aid, they don't get vitamin A. They don't. They get a precursor to vitamin A, which is beta-carotene. So they eat carrots, and carrots are good for you. But when they say eat carrots for your eyes, I'm not against that. But it isn't vitamin A, it's a precursor to vitamin A. Beta-carotene is a precursor. True vitamin A is found only in animal products. God hid vitamin A in animal products. So don't fool yourself. Vitamin A is essential for your immune system. Now, I would rather, it's not that I'm against supplements, but some things I would rather you eat. I want you to eat your vitamin A. Every time you have a steak, woohoo, I'm eating vitamin A. Every time you have eggs, vitamin A. Every time you have cream and cheese, vitamin A. Real vitamin A. That gives you the invisible shield. So, like I said, I like vitamin A. I'd rather you eat it. But if you have young, and I say young doesn't have to be young, but if you have people in your family, just understand they might not listen to you. I get that too. But they are not getting vitamin A if they are just eating vegetables. They'll get a precursor to vitamin A, but they're not getting proretinol A, which is true vitamin A. It's found in the animal kingdom, the invisible shield. I can't get over how we haven't talked about that vitamin through this pandemic. I can't get over it. Okay? So, vitamin A. Vitamin B12. Now, I don't talk about the other B vitamins. So if you want to take a B complex, hey, knock yourself out. I mean that. I don't care about it so much. Because I would rather you eat your B vitamins. How do you get all your B vitamins? The animal kingdom. Now, you can get B vitamins in grains and, in vegetables. But if you want a complete B list, you got to eat animal product, and especially red meat, because guess where B12 is found? only in red meat. So you might think I have an agenda. I do. My agenda is to educate without the fluff, without indoctrination, without, the religion today of climate change and all that. Am I a denier? I'm not convinced. You haven't convinced me yet. Go ahead. That, the climate, I live in Northern Ontario. Is it really heating up? Maybe 1 degree. And guys, that's not the point. That's not my expertise. My expertise is food. And you need to eat animal product. And you're not going to get B12, and that's the vitamin that 80% of the population. I looked at about 6 blood works on the weekend, and most of them were all low in B12. Well, that was normal, dog. It was 300, that's too low. You want to optimize your B12. And B12 is important for everything that you can think of, from your brain to your toes. Your brain doesn't work without B12. Your nerves. And if you're on any medication, high blood pressure, diabetic medication like metformin especially, you're low in B12. If you are on any antacid, anything to block your acidity in your stomach, if you have any digestive issues, you're low in B12. Take it to the bank. So you got to fix that. And that's a supplement. And listen, if you're going to take a supplement, 2 things. 1, it must melt in your mouth. Don't swallow it. Like, oh, doc, I'm taking B12. Not if you're swallowing it. It needs to be a sublingual. You can let it melt in your mouth. Yeah, you can put it under your tongue. I don't care about that so much. And it has to be methyl cobalamin. Methyl is the one your body absorbs. So look for that. And don't so worry about overdosing on B12. Okay, guys, seriously. It's a water-soluble vitamin. Oh, Dr. Martin, my B12 is high. Good. It's exactly where I was aiming. You'll do better when it's high. I remember my old days at the clinic. Every once in a while, maybe about once a month, I used to get a call. You got a patient that their B12 is too high. I said, good. I remember one time talking to a physician. She was very nice, by the way. I said, well, B12. She said, yes. I said, water soluble or fat soluble? I waited. She wasn't sure. I said, well, it's water soluble. What's that mean? Well, if you take too much, you're going to pee it out. Your body knows how much B12 you need. It's a water soluble vitamin. It's not fat soluble. Look, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K are fat soluble vitamins. Can you overdose? Yeah, you could. On vitamin A, you could. But have I ever seen it? No. Nah. So, I know in theory, but guys, with a water-soluble vitamin, like B12, it's water-soluble. You ain't going to overdose on it. Anyway. And remember, it's found in the animal kingdom. Okay? I like my B12 numbers, about 800 to 1200. In that range is optimizing it. Okay. Vitamin C. Coffee. A new study came out again the other day. You know, I did a whole podcast or two on coffee. I feel sorry for people that have to drink tea because they don't like coffee. Andrea, I feel sorry for you. You don't like it. Vitamin C. And the true vitamin C, true, better than vitamin C, ascorbic acid, is coffee. It's got much more polyphenols. It's much more complex than vitamin C. That's why vitamin C, the other vitamin C, is not on my hit parade. It's not there. I'm not saying, look, I like vitamin C if you take it as a cancer therapy or whatever, but for the common cold, nah, don't bother. I mean it. Drink your coffee. We're going to do the flu shot, okay? I promise. This week, we're doing the flu shot, okay? Tomorrow. The Martin Clinic flu shot. Coffee is anti-aging, anti-diabetic, anti, everything you can think of. Anti-cancer, coffee. Anti-Parkinson's. How do you like that? A new study out. Vitamin D. What's vitamin D? It's not really a vitamin, it's a hormone. And what we're finding out, that the body is a solar panel. And the sun is the boogeyman for a lot of people in the world still today. And people are extremely low in vitamin D. And I told you in COVID, characteristically, the people that got really sick were extremely low in vitamin D. That's just a fact. And look, guys, you can't all go to Florida. We live in Northern Ontario here, at least I do. And, we had a beautiful sunny day yesterday. We did. It was beautiful. It was a little cool, but you weren't sunbathing. At least I don't think you were. You're not getting a lot of vitamin D yesterday because you're covered up. You had to be. So take your vitamin D. It's a true vitamin. It's a solar panel. Your immune system doesn't work without it. We talked about low levels last week on a podcast. We talked about low levels in breast cancer of women with vitamin D. Why? Because women got scared of the sun. That whole push for the sun started in the 70s, maybe even in the 60s, with Johnson & Johnson. There, I named them. Skin cancer, skin cancer, skin cancer. Look, I don't want you to get skin cancer, but the people who get skin cancer are not people that go in the sun. It's people that work indoors, especially the deadly melanoma. Guys, those are facts. You're entitled to your opinion, but you don't get to choose the facts. These are facts. And I know it's hard to change the narrative. Once a boogeyman, always a boogeyman. Cholesterol was a boogeyman. The sun was the boogeyman. Right? Butter was the boogeyman. Fat is the boogeyman. It's hard to undo that in their thinking. Red meat is the boogeyman. Right? It's the narrative. It's hard to change a narrative. You say a lie long enough and people will believe it. That's just the way they are. All we are like sheep which are gone astray. Each has gone to his own way. Sheep. And it's propaganda. Okay, vitamin D. Vitamin E, the true vitamin E. Exercise. Maybe the number one vitamin. It's very close. Exercise is good for everything. There's nothing negative about exercise unless you overdo it. Like, don't run a marathon. Marathons, horses run marathons. Human beings shouldn't do it. Because there's too much oxidative damage. You do too much. But the verdict, guys, is in. The verdict is in. Look, all exercise, and I mean not a marathon, all exercise is good for you. Go for a walk. Move. Good for blood sugar, good anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, anti-cancer, anti-everything. Exercise. Ladies, look at me in the eyeballs. High intensity. It's good for you. Do some weights. Even if you use bands. Resistant exercises. Nothing better for you than that. Strong muscles, strong bones. Okay? So exercise. It's tremendous. And my ideal is doing it 3 days a week, 15 to 20 minutes, ideally. Okay? Here's what they found. Here's what research shows. A 15, 20-minute workout. That's not long. I've shown you, I have an app on my phone. I can hardly use anything on my, wow, what a dinosaur I am. But I have an app. It's called Gym Boss. And there's different ones you can do, but the one that I like is called Tabata. The one that was developed by, I think, the South Korean speed skating. And I showed it to my wife, even. A 4-minute workout. 20 seconds hard. 8 turns of 20 seconds hard, and you get a 10-second break in between. And it goes ding, and you go 20 seconds. Even if you did this with your arms for 20 seconds, would be good. Put a little bit of weight. And 10 seconds off, called Tabata. I love Tabata. You can get a workout done in a very short time. About 3 days a week, I do about 16 minutes. 4 rounds of Tabata. And you can do anything. Weights. Rebounder. I love the rebounder, by the way. A tremendous part of vitamin E. If you got balance problems and all that, well, be careful. But what I like about the rebounder, we talked about last week in breast cancer, and somebody said it. I kind of forgot, and I'm glad you brought it up, that they do the rebounder to drain the lymphatics. Well, the rebounder does more than that, but it does drain your lymphatics. Lymphatics is your sewage system. It helps to, but the other thing that I really find helpful with the rebounder is that it elevates your nitric oxide. And what's nitric oxide? Makes the blood vessels relax. It's very good for you. Very good for your heart. Very good for your brain. So guys, do exercises. Vitamin E. 15, 20 minutes, short and intense, do some weightlifting. Even if it's, ladies, start with 5 pounds. And do till you're fatigued. Till your muscles say, hey, don't do another one. Hand grippers. You know? Guys, that's so important, especially as we get older. You want to be able to, you know, they've shown, study after study showing if you can get yourself out of a chair. Well, the one they showed the most is if you can get yourself off the floor. That, you get older, you know, things that you take for granted, eh? You know, just get on the floor and get up. Ooh, that's not easy. Okay, but you see, these things are, I'm telling you, and it's the benefits. Plus, remember, 3 weeks to form a habit. 3 weeks to form a habit. That's why I love the reset. Yep. 3 weeks. Gyms are full in January and empty in February. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be this hard. Yeah, it's not easy. Anything you want to accomplish in life, not easy. But it's worth it. Okay. Vitamin E, now vitamin K. I'm just looking at my time here. Vitamin K on the Martin Clinic alphabet. Now you know which one I'm going to talk about. There's 2 vitamin Ks. There's K1 and K2. K1 is found in salads. Ladies, chicken and salad. Well, that has K1. Now, K1, it's good for you. But K2 is the one you want. Why? Because vitamin K2 takes calcium. You know, when you say, oh, doc, what do I do about hardening of my arteries? What do I do about atherosclerosis? What do I do about, you know, you got to understand, it's not salad that's going to fix that. It is steak. It is buttered. Well, the number one is cheese curds. Vitamin K2. It takes calcium out of your blood and puts it where it belongs. In your bones. In your teeth. No, but you want calcium. I don't like calcium. Did you notice? Vitamin C is coffee, not calcium. The number one selling supplement in the world. It's craziness. Is calcium. The problem is when you take a calcium supplement, guess what? It does not reach its intended destination. And it's amazing to me that here we are. You know, I've been preaching for 46 years and doctors still don't get it. Take your calcium. You know, they got no problem talking to you about a supplement with calcium. It doesn't get to its intended destination. It don't. Take vitamin K2 and eat it. Now, we put it in our vitamin D supplement because it takes calcium, it puts it in your bone. But you can eat, do you like cheese curds? Do you like butter? Highest source of K2 are those 2 right there. You see, I'm big on eating that stuff. Why do you think I put it in the reset? Dr. Martin, cheese, it's got fat in it. Yes, I know. It's good for you. It's good for you. You need it. Okay, vitamin K too. Okay? And by the way, when a doctor tells you not to take vitamin K, when you're on a blood thinner or whatever, that's K1. So don't eat your salad if you're on a blood thinner. You're just thinning your blood more. Ooh. And a lot of people have atrial fibrillation. I should talk about that again. Why do we have so much AFib today? Ooh. Anyway, another topic. Vitamin O. Vitamin O. Omega-3. High DHA. I'm trying to look at the list and see if I got to do a 2-part series here. Vitamin O. Maybe we'll do more of this tomorrow. I'll do a little bit more teaching on omega, the difference between the DHA, EPA, ALA. They're all good. They're all good, but some are better than others. Your brain is made up of DHA. Okay. Let me just go through the list and then we can always come back. What's vitamin P? At the Martin Clinic. Probiotics, really. I put peanut butter too, because I like peanut butter. But it really is, I put it on my list only because I like it. Natural peanut butter. But vitamin P, probiotics. Everybody needs to be on probiotics. Everybody. All the time. That's the Martin Clinic, vitamin P, probiotics. Okay? It's so important for everything. Hippocrates said, all disease starts in the gut. You better have a good probiotics. And, like people say, well, you know what? Like, can a kid take 50 billion a day? Yeah, because you got trillions of bacteria in your body. If you've taken any kind of antibiotic, you kill all your good guys. 5 days of antibiotics. Am I against antibiotics? No. Absolutely, I'm not against it. If you need it, you have an infection, an antibiotic will save your life. But you better be taking probiotics. Give your children, your grandchildren, probiotics. Vitamin P. I'm going to do one here on vitamin R this week. You know what vitamin R is? Rest. Sleep. That's an important vitamin. You need it. And we're going to talk about that because I got some studies that came out. So I promise to touch on sleep this week. I promise. Okay? Resting. Shut yourself down. Very important. And then vitamin S is steak. We talked about it already. And vitamin W is water. And I'm big on 2 liters of water every day. Minimum. The vast majority of people in North America, the #1 contributor to heart disease, insulin, and a lack of water. You got 60,000 miles of blood vessels. The life of the flesh is in your blood, and your blood better be moving. A lot of people don't have blood, they have soup. Thick. And they don't know it. And Doc, I don't like water. Men, especially. Water? Ugh, I don't like the taste of it. Well, suck it up, buttercup. You need it. Your blood needs it. You're walking around with thick blood. You're going to have a heart attack. It's going to coagulate. Thin it out. Not aspirin. Water. Water's better than aspirin. No side effects. And only water is water. You can drink coffee, but that's not water. I know it's made with water, but it's not water. It takes a different route to your body. Your body has to filter coffee. Drink water. I love spring water. If you don't like, well, I think you'd like spring water, but if you get it out of your tap, filter it. Promise me you'll do at least that. And then add a touch of salt back. Put a pinch of Himalayan salt. That will alkalize your water. You don't have to spend $1 gazillion. Oh, Doc, I got a machine that makes me alkaline water. Yeah, I got a machine too. It's called salt. Himalayan salt will make your pH in your water. Put a little pinch in it. Seriously. Nothing. It's easy to get I like spring water because it's got a high pH. But you can make your water have a high pH, but you add a little pinch of salt. You won't even know it's in there. There you go. Okay. I thought I was just going to do a little wee short one today. Because it's Thanksgiving in Canada. Okay. So guys, thank you very much for watching. It'll be a good week. Really, it should, because we're going to do some good stuff. I'm going to do the flu shot. I promise. And we'll do something on sleep, because a new study came out on sleep. I really found it fascinating. Vitamin S, or no, that's steak. Vitamin, what is it? Vitamin R, the rest. Hey, I'm a senior. I get away with stuff like this. Okay, I love you guys. Talk to you soon.